It begins like any summer camp, with a backdrop of mountains and water and fresh air, isolated from the outside world. For many students, the trip to Pilchuck is but a jog up the freeway, an easy hour north of Seattle. For others, it's literally a trip from one end of the world to the other.
Precis då när vi gifte oss, var det så att då mådde vi bra bägge två och sen perfekt.
Though scattered across all parts, the glass world is small enough that it goes on a first-name basis.
Okay, you're in room 6 of the dormitory, and Nancy will take your picture. Great.
There are perhaps 100 major glass artists in the world today. Most either know or know of each other, and mostly because they met at this school in the middle of a tree farm in Skagit County.
It's like every glass person in the whole world knows about this.
And everyone knows its reputation.
They all say it's this incredible energy, when they all come together, and it's not only doing the actual thing yourself, it's meeting the people, seeing other people's work, and it's like this social thing as well. It's very intense.
You can come for the fun of it. Pilchuck as summer vacation. For others, glass is their life. An artist from Australia works next to a school teacher from Seattle. A sheriff's dispatcher from Wisconsin next to a student from Japan.
I get the feeling that this concept could yield a lot of beautiful images.
The pace is set with the first day of classes. Stained glass, painting on glass, fused glass.
We're going to start off the day here meeting as a group.
And in glass blowing, an all-star cast has been assembled.
As you are all probably aware, I think this is the hottest glass blowing session that's ever occurred at Pilchuck.
The star attraction, an Italian from the island of Murano, where the world's finest glass has been produced for centuries. He carries the title of master, but is known to all as Lino. His role here is unique, to pass on the technical skills which have made him one of the greatest glass blowers in the world. Teachers Benjamin Moore and Dorit Brandt will run the class. The students will learn by watching.
First and foremost, as far as learning how to blow glass, is that you got to learn to use your eyes. You got to learn to sit and watch other people work, and there's so many good people here to watch.
And they will watch here. The Hot Shop is combination training ground, social center, and live theater. Inside this wooden teepee is the heart of a radical movement in the world of glass.
Here in America, they didn't have any tradition to lean upon, so they could go much closer to the media in one way and do freer things. They weren't caught up in all this is the way it should look, and you can't do that, that isn't glass.
The tradition is disappearing in Europe, and Italy in particular, where few young people are devoting their lives to the factories.
But there was a time obviously in the Venetian glass culture, when the master glass blower was respected and paid very, very well.
Union restrictions have meant uniform wages and little incentive.
The artistry of glass on Murano is not what it was, say, in the 17th or 18th century. Venice has become such a tourist place, and there's so much tourist glass being made. I mean, atrocious, terrible stuff. Good.
At the same time, in America, artists, forced to build their own furnaces and to teach themselves, have created what is called the studio glass movement and breathed new life into an ancient art form. The Americans had the artistry. What they lacked was fundamental training. What they needed was a master. In a pair of massive hands with moon crater calluses which have handled pipes since the age of 11 lies the knowledge of how to blow the perfect goblet, the perfect vase. Knowledge acquired over 40 years and more of daily practice and passed on over hundreds of years from master to apprentice.
He wasn't real happy when he first came here about the skills level that was here. He didn't think anyone knew what they were doing, and by comparison to his skill, they didn't. He said American glass blowing was like taking a wood chisel and holding the knife blade in your hand and working with the handle.
Get the moment, Marco.
By coming to Pilchuck, Lino has broken with the most sacred of Murano's codes. he has shared its secrets. In the 13th century, that could have meant death.
For me, the idea of the secret is a bit stupid. I mean, it's real. It has a real base. It is right that there be a secret of work, that is, a copyright, a respect. But I think that the secrets should be annulled by the glass culture. There should be videotapes, slides, and all that can be done in Murano should be photographed and published.
What is closed in Italy has been thrown wide open at Pilchuck. The secret is no more. The learning has begun.
The only way to get really good is to be completely absorbed with it.
When other teenagers were dreaming about getting their driver's licenses, Dante Marioni began dreaming about glass. Now he is perhaps the best goblet maker in America. Now Dante is 23.
Yeah, I am very obsessed with glass, and it has come between some things in my life that I've put it in front of as a priority.
What do you mean?
Well, as far as like I've always placed that first. Making glass is always, it's my career, it's my, my profession, and to me it's always been the very first thing that matters to me as far as my day-to-day life, my activities, here in Seattle. I mean, making glass is, when I wake up each day, I think about doing glass. I mean, of course not 7 days a week, but 5 or 6.
All day and into the night. The furnaces are a constant campfire. Glass is a constant passion.
I don't do it just so that I'll be the best goblet maker around. I do it because I love to do it. And I practice more than anybody else. Whether or not I actually develop into someone that's respected as an artist remains to be seen. And many people, you get called an artist when you're around here, and people say that that's what I am. And I suppose in one way I certainly am, but not, it's not going to be on my American Express card when I get one.
A craft tradition begins to die in one country and is reborn in another. At the same time, American glass is moving out of the studio and into the forefront of modern art.